So I just broke my second plateau. For those of you who've been following my weight loss journey from the start, you will know I started at 111 kilograms, which is 244 pounds. I got down to 102, which is 224 pounds. I'm doing these calculations to be nice to the Americans. And at 224 pounds, I got stuck. Seemed I was there for a while. I looked at a bunch of resources and advice that people gave me about how to break a plateau, and essentially decided that the way I would do it is through change. So, if the idea of a plateau is your body adapting and your body getting used to the new normal, then deny your body a new normal by changing things. So doing different exercises at the gym, adding weights, changing up my diet, changing up my calorie intake. And that's what I did. And I sort of surged through it, which is quite surprising. It took, I would say, 10 days, 2 weeks. So that was during the Christmas period. And I ended up down at 97.5 the next time I went onto the scales. So I got a bit frightened of scales during that period. So 97.5, and I figured, I've broken this. But then what I realized is that I hit another plateau, because I went from 97.5, so 215 pounds, 96.6, 213, 97.2, 214 pounds, 97.9, 216 pounds, 96.4, 212 pounds. So it's bouncing up and down for a while, and I concluded that what has happened is I've hit another plateau. So what I did this time around was, again, to enact extreme change, treat it as an emergency, as a mental health emergency, because I don't want to get discouraged from this journey, and make significant change. And the one particular thing that I did this time around was dramatically reduce my calorie intake so as to dramatically increase my calorie deficit. And as you know, on a supplemented and moderated carnivore diet, that's not the point of a carnivore diet. It's not about calorie deficits. But I decided that that's what would be the approach that I would take, and it worked. So I've smashed through to 95.5 kilograms. It's 210 pounds. I'm easily still overweight, and there's a long way to go. But, it just goes to show that I think this strategy of enacting substantial change in whatever it is the way to break plateaus. You don't want to be sitting in a plateau for 3 or 4 months, right? Because that's just going to become demotivating. So this time around, extreme calorie deficits, and we're talking about deficits of 1,000 calories or so, big, significant deficits. And I just continued to increase the weights I can lift and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't change anything in the gym. It was just about, this time it was about calorie deficit. So hopefully I don't hit another plateau before achieving my first interim goal. But, I think I've cracked the secret as to how to break them. So the idea is that your body adapts to your calorie intake versus outtake, and becomes more efficient at burning calories. And that means it's not going to eat through the fat that you want it to eat through to fuel your daily life and your activities, and denying your body the opportunity to see or to depict a new normal and change your metabolism in response to that, to keep you alive, go into survival mode. The idea generally here looks like, and again, I'm not a doctor. Don't profess, never have professed to be a doctor, bodybuilder, marathon runner. I'm not that. I'm just a guy on a journey sharing my experience with other people in case it helps. But I do research. So, things that I say are partially informed. But, you should check with your own, obviously, medical professionals if you're going to be doing this, to just check. But it seems to me that the pattern is to break plateaus is to, treat it as an emergency. And that's how I consider it to be, a mental health emergency. I couldn't imagine being in one for 3 or 4 months and still being motivated to lose weight. That idea sounds horrible to me. Treat it as an emergency and do radical change. Change the exercises you do, change the food that you eat, change the amount of food that you eat, change the amount of exercise that you do. Obviously, you want to be decreasing food, increasing exercise, and yeah, smash through it. Consider it like give yourself a week to really smash through it violently so that you can just get beyond it and then keep moving forward. So I hope you found this helpful. I'd love it if you subscribed, liked, comment. I always like reading other people's comments. What do you do if you hit a plateau? What do you think is the best advice? I know I've got another video which I'll link to, which explains how I beat my first plateau. Yeah, so hopefully that will be interesting to you as well. That's my approach. Seems to be working. Thanks for following me on this journey. I'm still overweight. I'm well in the overweight category. I'm nowhere near healthy weight, but things are moving. I've dropped from 244 to 210, 34 pounds, or about 16 kilograms. So, it's going in the right direction.